Welcome to the Southeast Iowa Union Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. Top story, the 25th Annual Britton Film Festival comes to Ainsworth this weekend. It will feature the Britton Film Collection, a set of 150 of the world's oldest moving pictures. The event starts at 7 p.m. Friday and Saturday with an ice cream social at the Ainsworth Opera House. The films screened at the yearly event consist exclusively of works made before 1908 rather than newly produced items. Mike Zaz, a longtime host of the event and restorer of much of the films, said this year's show would likely feature a Britton film restored earlier this month that has likely not been viewed in over a century. This year is the 25th anniversary, and so we want to make it a little bit special. If everything goes well, I will be able to introduce to the audience part of the Britton collection that has not been exposed to the world since before 1900. I've tried for 7 years to get this part of the collection in a format I could use. Converting the moving picture was not an easy task. Rather than capturing the production on a more modern medium, it was recorded on wax. The technology has finally caught up so that just in the last couple of years we can work on this. There are 2 places in the world that can extract the information from the wax, and I got an email last night that has arrived at the University of Iowa. The film festival will of course feature its usual attractions as well, magic lantern slides older than the film itself, plus a handful of other movies from the Britton collection. While the show is the same both nights of the festival, Zaz said it changes every year. People say, well, I've already seen the movies, but I've seen the movies hundreds of times and I still see new things in them. Moving along, those listening closely in Washington may have heard a distant metronome, an occasional drum beat, or horns blasting in the air. A Dubuque-based youth organization called the Colt Cadets have set up at the high school. Program coordinator Jake Easterberg said the drum and bugle corps compete around the Midwest and needed unfamiliar places to practice. We'll travel around, we'll stay at different schools, then we get in the habit of packing up and moving. We move around quite a bit with our performances, so rehearsing in different places is good for us. Those practices are intense, taking up 12 hours of every day outdoors. They're running around and we feed them 4 meals, about 5,000 calories a day, Esterberg said. But it's a lot of fun. Those kids really enjoy it. There's really hardworking kids. They're really dedicated to their thing. Most of the time is spent drilling movements and marching formations with ensemble, full music rehearsals happening around 7 p.m. towards the day's end. The group has stayed on air mattresses in Washington High School gym and spent its all-day practices around the campus grounds. Esterberg said that they were enjoying the stay in Washington with no complaints yet from neighbors and generally friendly attitude from community members. People have come to watch our rehearsals in the evening. They pulled up cars and pulled out lawn chairs, so that's been kind of fun. It is now time for obituaries. Richard A. Tolander of Ankeny passed away on July 12th at the age of 93. Services will be held at 10:30 on July 29th at the First United Methodist Church. Shirley L. Lintz of Richmond passed away on July 26th at the age of 85. A funeral mass will be held on August 1st at 10:30 at Holy Trinity Catholic Church. Mary Elizabeth Newland Flagg of Fairfield passed away on July 26th at the age of 93. Funeral services will be held at 11 a.m. at the First Baptist Church in Fairfield. We're going to take a brief break, and when we come back, we will have the weather and sports.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
Hello and welcome back to the Southeast Iowa Union Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. It is now time for the weather. It is currently 81 degrees and partly cloudy. This evening, temperatures will drop down to 65 degrees and the clouds will begin to clear off. Overnight, the skies will clear and the temperatures will fall to 57 degrees. Tomorrow will be warmer with a high of 84. The clouds will make a comeback with partly cloudy skies. At night, temperatures will fall to 57 degrees again and the skies will clear off slightly. Temperatures will continue to increase with a high of 87 degrees on Saturday. There will be a few clouds in the sky, but it should be a sunny weekend. On Sunday, conditions will remain the same with a high of 86 and mostly sunny skies. Temperatures will shoot back up and then into the 90s to start the work week. Monday's high is 95 degrees, which isn't as bad as the 101 degree high that is forecasted for Wednesday. That was the weather. It is now time for sports.
Sports, brought to you by Fairway.
The Southeast Iowa Super Conference Union area teams had an accomplished season on the ball diamond, to say the least. With the latest release on the SEISC all-conference list, the players from those teams are now being recognized for their outstanding play. Leading the way for the SEISC North and South divisions are Highland and Class 1A state champion New London. The Tigers and Huskies each finished with 10 total players on the list, which include 2 honorable mentions. New London's Cooper Schulte and Highland's Chase Schultz were each selected as this year's Players of the Year. For Highland, along with Schultz, Ethan Paisley, Trevor McFarland, Luke Miller, Connor Grindstead, and Logan Bonebrake were all first-team selections. Brenton Bonebrake and Kaig Vonham were each named to second team. Carson Netzer and Peyton Yegi were each honorable mention picks as well. For New London, Derek Santiago, Tucker Guybar, Carter Allen, Joshua Kadala, Camden Castle, and Ryan Ritchie were all named to first team. Seth Bailey is the sole second team selection for the Tigers. Drew Benz and Brendan Ritchie were the Tigers' honorable mention selections. The New London staff of Brad Holmerson and Justin Schulte and Jaden Flowers were collectively selected as the coaches of the year. Chase Stansberry, Jackson Horace, and Colton Comstock were each selected to the first team all-conference for Pekin. Levi Coleman and Blake Jewell finished on second team. Chandler Stoll was the Panthers' one honorable mention selection. For Winfield Mount Union Columbus, Nick Crow and Cale Phillips were each honorable mention picks. Each of the full lists can be found at the Southeast Iowa Union website or by picking up a copy of the Southeast Iowa Union. That is the news for Washington, Iowa today. I have been your host, Nick Steffens. This has been the Southeast Iowa Union News Break, and I will see you next time.